what's up internet? Welcome back to my channel. What a crazy last couple of weeks it has been. Recently, the Wheel of Fortune episode that I got to be a contestant on aired. I got to have a fun viewing party and relive all the crazy moments that happened on the show. Not only that, but I also got to do a fun news interview for ABC 10 talking about my experience in addition to school and work and just everything going on. If you missed any of that, I will put all the links for that down in the description below. With all of that finally being out there, I've also been getting a lot of questions. People want to know what it's like behind the scenes, what Pat and Vanna are like, and basically how I prepared for the show. And so we're answering your questions right now. I got a bunch of them from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're about to spill the tea on America's game, so let's jump right in. Is the audition process similar to Jeopardy, where you take an online test, an in-person test, then a screen test / mock game? So yes and no. The way you get on Wheel of Fortune is step 1, you have to send in a video audition online or attend a Wheelmobile event in person, both of which I did, and I made it to the second round, which is the callback audition. Usually that takes place in a hotel ballroom and it is invite only. In that second callback audition, they do a mock game, they do a written test, they ask a few questions about you, and if you do great, they'll send you a letter in the mail in about 2 weeks' time saying, "Congratulations, you're gonna be a contestant on Wheel of Fortune." For you, what was the most memorable experience of being on the show? What prompted you to apply to be a contestant? I think the most memorable experience was just getting to play the game. That wheel is not easy to spin at all. I felt like I was in the video game because I play that all the time. And honestly, it still does not feel real, and I still watch it to remind myself it actually happened. I've always been a huge game show fan. Anyone who knows me knows that I am always watching game shows, and so Price is Right was something fun. I love doing it. I thought to myself, oh my god, what else can we try? The sky is the limit. I auditioned for Wheel of Fortune and you know, 1 million people apply, only 600 people per year get on the show. I still don't know how it happened, but we did it. What's the process like after you get picked, and do they pay for a hotel? So you get that letter in the mail that says you're gonna be on the show, but you still don't know when you're gonna be taping. A couple weeks before they want you to tape, they'll send you an email asking if you're available on so-and-so date. You're kind of on your own in terms of trying to coordinate and arrange your hotel and transportation. The show does not pay for any of that, so that comes out of the contestant's pocket. How much was rehearsed? Does rehearsing take away the spontaneity of the real event? So we did have a quick rehearsal game right before the show, just making sure we knew how to spin the wheel, call letters out loud, make sure we know how to use the used puzzle board over to the side that's off camera, and know how the game works. So even though we did rehearse just to make sure we knew the ropes and tricks to the game, like, it is very real. You don't know what's gonna happen until you are there, and you just gotta hope for the best, and hope you don't hit bankrupt, like I did. What are some difficulties you faced before getting in front of the cameras? There were so many difficulties. I spent many weeks preparing for the show, and my biggest fear was I was gonna be up there, almost the whole puzzle is gonna be on the board, and I'm not gonna know what to do, what letter to call. Thankfully, that didn't happen, so I think preparation was key, and just playing a lot of the Wheel of Fortune video game, thankfully, really helped. Why are you better in the Nintendo version of Wheel of Fortune than you are in real life? Okay, I have to say, playing the video game is a lot easier. I've noticed in the real show, especially when it comes to the bonus round, those bonus round puzzles are so difficult compared to the video game, and also when it comes to the toss-ups, like, again, those CPUs are actually pretty stupid, even on the hard mode. So playing against real people on the show was definitely much more of a challenge. How long were you at the studio for the show? My tape day was February 27. My call time at Sony Picture Studio was 7 a.m. I was show number 5 out of the 6 shows that taped that day, so my show actually didn't even tape until about 4 p.m. that day. 5 o'clock in the afternoon that we finished. All in all, I was at the studio for about 10 hours. The taping only took 30 minutes, but it was such a long day, and I'm sure by the time I got out there, I was just so sleep deprived and tired. What kind of food did they provide on set? Shout me out. Thanks, Haley. Got some granola bars, some donuts, some pastries, lots of coffee, tea, drinks. They had these sandwiches for us early on in the morning to make sure we were fed. And then because I was one of the later shows, I stuck around for lunch, and they had this really good pizza for us. So I was very stuffed. Why didn't you bring Google? Hold on. Google, why didn't you come to my Wheel of Fortune episode? I should have brought him, put him in the middle of the wheel, and then just spun him around. Whee! Okay, go to sleep. How difficult is spinning that wheel? That wheel is so difficult. Like, I spun the wheel on Price is Right. That was so easy compared to the Wheel of Fortune wheel. That wheel weighs 2 tons, and in rehearsal, a big part of it was just teaching us how to spin the wheel. Why did all of the contestants on your episode wear blazers, LOL? I did not notice that until you pointed it out. We don't know who we're competing against until probably a few hours before the first show starts taping. Guess we all had blazers. If you could go back in time, would you stop yourself from doing that dance? So after I saw the round 2 puzzle, I tried doing this dance. It looked a little like, it looked so bad in the moment. I thought to myself, why did I do that? They cut to me really late, so you didn't get to see all of it. But then I did another dance with the wild card that Pat mentioned where I was like kind of doing something. I don't know what it was. I wouldn't stop myself from doing the dance, but I probably would have dedicated more time to do it better. The week after I taped Wheel of Fortune, I was actually in the audience for Price is Right, and I've never posted this, but I was back there and I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to perfect the dance, and I think it made it on camera, but again, it was still very cringy. Did you expect to get bankrupt so many times? Also, was filming it really quick? That wheel, you can only do so much. It's all luck, and obviously, whatever happened there happened. I had no control over that, and I did hit 2 bankrupts. Filming was extremely quick. It's about 30 minutes. They have the time for commercial breaks in between, and they very quickly changed. If you were to put the whole wheel on your back, could you squat it? You know, that's a good question. We'll have to go back to the studio to find out. Why did you choke so bad? Okay, I didn't choke. I can't believe the triple toss-up theme for all 3 of those puzzles were theme park rides. And if you go back to the start of my intro, I did say I'm a self-proclaimed theme park addict. It was very nerve-wracking because in my mind I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm not going to the bonus round because whoever wins the prize puzzle usually goes to the bonus round. I watch it back and I look at the Ferris wheel one, and just looking at my stance, you can see I was like very tense and very nervous, and I don't know how I didn't get that. And I'm telling you right now, you may think it's easy when you're watching at home, but nothing can prepare you for what it's like to be up there on stage with Pat, Vanna, and the big old wheel in front of you. What was your favorite part? Also, I miss you and I'm proud of you. I miss you too, Jess. There were so many things I loved about the day, but I have to say I really enjoyed meeting all of the people that was at the show that day, from the contestant department, who were basically our cheerleaders and our coaches during the whole process, to all of the other contestants that were also taping that day, many of which I still keep in touch with. But it was also really cool to just like watch their episodes earlier in the week and be like, oh my god, you did amazing, congratulations, oh my god, that was so cool. And so like it was just such a cool experience to meet everyone there. Are winnings taxed? Yes, and that's something you absolutely need to know before you go on any game show. Whatever you win will be taxed. I did win $3,750. As a California resident, they don't take the taxes out right away necessarily, so in the mail I got a check that just said straight up $3,750. However, when I do file my taxes next year, I will be liable, and they treat it as if it's income, so as if I earned $3,750 at a job, and you just got to pay the taxes for it, and that's something you're liable for. How would you compare this to Price is Right? Wheel of Fortune was so much harder than this. There was so much preparation, so much like studying up that went into this. Also with Price is Right, you genuinely do not know you're gonna be on the show until you hear your name and come on down. Wheel of Fortune, I knew I was gonna be on the show and my tape date about 2 weeks prior. And at that point, it's February, and you know, we were still in class in person, and I'm sitting there and I just like could not focus on anything. All I had on my mind was RSTLNE, make sure you buy your vowels, make sure you know how to solve the puzzles, spin, like it was just all Wheel of Fortune. What does it take to be a part of the show? You know, it was very interesting because I would just watch how other people are during the audition process. The thing they look for are definitely people who are outgoing, energetic, fun to watch on TV, people who are very strategic, good puzzle solvers, and of course, people who watch the show. Do you wish you would have done anything differently? Thinking back to it, I think I did play it kind of safe in the second round, so at that point, I did stop a little early to solve the puzzle, but looking at it, I probably could have spun 1 or 2 more times. The sad thing is I never even got to use my wild card. It was so sad. I'm really happy with how my game turned out. Like hitting those bankrupts, like there's only so much you can do about it. I solved my puzzle, I got the first toss up, and you know, I didn't call any wrong letters, which I'm really happy about. What's the next game show I'm gonna see you on? I'm actually a huge fan of the game show Press Your Luck, which actually just launched a revived series with Elizabeth Banks on ABC. I would love to press my luck myself and see how that goes. I'm also a huge fan of Big Brother and Amazing Race, and while I definitely think I need some time to train for both of those shows, I would love a shot to be a Big Brother house guest an Amazing Race Traveler competitor. We're gonna manifest it. Press your luck, Big Brother, Amazing Race. It's gonna happen. All right, that is all the questions we have for this fun Wheel of Fortune Q&A. I tried to put in as many questions as I can, but if you have a question about the show that you want answered, drop it in the comments. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe and bell button below to be notified when I do post all of those new videos, and I will see all of you on the internet, and who knows, maybe even another game show. Bye everyone!
And I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity, and I still can't believe it's real. I have to watch the episode to remind myself that actually happened. And I'm just so thankful to have this opportunity, and I would not change it for anything.
I guess you could say he was a bit nervous on the show. After accumulating